And aloha! Welcome to the Blue Note Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the only program that is by a fan for the fan and absolutely about you, the fan.
So are you Guy or Guy?
Ed Danowski.
You're not in Hawaii?
I wish.
To Mr. Gary Younger.
Hi, Guy.
Hey, sir, how are you?
And Brock, how are you doing?
Doing great, sir. Doing great. Honored to have you on the show.
The Hawaii Blues fan Bensing coming to you live from Honolulu, Hawaii in my little home studio. Ashley, how are you doing today?
I'm good. You realize you don't have to send me a link anymore.
Oh, I don't. That's right.
No, I can just pop on.
Oh, okay. I forgot all about that. You can just go to StreamYard and it shows you a... Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So,
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I just noticed
sorry
it
about
today.
The buzz. My O-ring broke, and it just broke. So I got to wait until I can kind of work on that. So maybe at the intermission I'll do it. Big news today, man.
Yeah.
But I'm actually looking at this in a positive. A really big positive, actually. And we'll get to that in a second. First, I want to say sorry to you about yesterday. Dealing with some mental health issues and just
we
just
all have those days, buddy. And if I was upset, I would have went live by myself.
Yeah, I needed a little bit of a.
We all need that sometimes. It's totally all right.
Yeah, I just needed a little bit of a break. I couldn't handle it I couldn't handle yesterday really well, and
I get it. I know what it was for you, so I understand.
Yeah, it was a lot of different things, but just yesterday was I just couldn't handle it. And just how it goes sometimes. But hey, I'm glad we're back. Big night tonight. Joshua Ian says big test for Husso. Not a great time for Benny to go down at this point of the schedule, but I believe Husso will hold strong for us. And see, that's why
I disagree though, because I'm kind of going. It's still early in the season. So if he's going to get COVID and be out, I would rather it happen now-ish than when we're in the playoff run.
Chris Shockley says I got to retire my boat trailer and put new tie down straps on because my dog used the trailer as a chew toy. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. They're showing Vasilevsky right now coming down the tunnel. Oh, no, actually, this is Kyle Conan, the E-Bug, right? The emergency backup goalie. Mm-hmm. He last played for Grand Valley State last season. I wanted to try and show this thing today. Let's see if I can pull this up. You sent it to me, and when I seen it on Twitter, I got an absolute laugh out of it.
Oh, yeah, I giggled before I got worried, but...
No, I mean, it wasn't just a giggle for me. I mean, I laughed. I absolutely laughed. And then not only that, if you go read the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the story on NHL.com, but was just hilarious. I thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah, so did I. I was just like, they're joking, right? They're joking.
Yeah, I thought, as you're reading that article, not even, and this is part of that article, but it really, oops, wrong one. Here we go. Yep, right one. Okay, yeah, I think this is it. Yep, here we go. And there. So I'll read this real quick. This is Armstrong on tonight's emergency goalie, Kyle Konen. Craig and I talked to him about 20 minutes ago and had a good conversation. He had a morning skate today with his beer league guys and said he was on fire and ready to go. We're excited to have him here. I was like, come on, this has got to be a complete, joke. And it's not. They have to go with the e-bug because if they didn't, the way the salary cap is set to bring Lindgren in today, they'd have to send somebody down.
Yep.
So the e-bug doesn't cost anything, right?
Yep.
So that's why they're using the e-bug. And I'm telling you right now, I finally think I found a story, right?
Okay.
This e-bug thing is getting serious.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Now this is dangerous, right? Imagine Steven Stamkos coming down, firing a puck on a beer league guy at 95 miles an hour. Right? You're talking about, okay, the guy may be a college goalie, but he just played in a beer league. He's not a finely tuned athlete.
No, he's
right?
not.
It's not, and it's not like, there's a different thing, when they had the e-bug in Carolina, the David Ayers situation a while back, where he ended up winning, but he still gave up 2 goals on like 6 shots.
Yeah.
No,
and then there's also the fact that, it's all well and good that they were reporting that he played with some former Tampa Bay Lightning players, like retired players, but there's still a difference between somebody, that's obviously retired and older and somebody that's in the prime of their career.
Yeah, it's not, you cannot forfeit a game. They're not going to allow a forfeit. They'll make you play it. They'll make you play with the 2. Well, you have to have 2 goalies, right? You have to have 2 goalies. And then every stadium has an e-bug, right? Every stadium has an e-bug, and they're set. If one guy gets injured, the e-bug suits up in case to go in. It concerns. Well, my biggest concerns. Yeah, I seen that. My biggest concern right now, Ashley, is you're starting to look at the league is looking at this wrong, right? The league is saying there is no difference between this and the flu. Okay, league, there is a difference between this and the flu because you're not treating it like the flu or the cold.
No.
If a guy has a cold and he thinks he can go, he can go. We're saying if you test positive for this, you can't play for 10. You test positive and you have symptoms, you can't play for 10 days. Well, that's not a cold. So if you're not treating it like a cold, you can't sit there and say it's the same as a cold. And it can't affect the roster the same way.
The difference is that they're following the CDC guidelines, so they have to treat it differently. They have to treat it like, hey, the health department says we have to do this, so we're going to, let you pull up this amount of dollars to replace that player that's out 10 days.
Yeah, no, I think that when a guy goes on COVID, half of his salary should come back, should come back, right?
Yeah,
not
at
the
least
whole
half.
salary,
Just
not
half.
the whole salary, right? But half of it. So you can bring a guy in, especially with the goalies. Now, when it's regular players, okay, I get that. I see how things are going. I understand that. There's a big difference between. There's not a huge difference between a 4th line center and the 1st line center on a minor league team. Okay, pardon me. there is a huge difference between a backup goalie in the NHL and a guy playing in a beer
league. Yeah.
Right? The NHL has to fix this, right? And this needs to be an emergency fix.
Yes,
and
it
I
does.
don't say give the whole salary back. I'm saying half, right?
Honestly, I don't even care if it's half. Give us enough to pull up one of our backup goalies.
Yeah, and not face a penalty for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, honestly, Lindgren makes $750,000. We couldn't pull up Hoffer because he makes $800,000 because the max that they'll give us in emergency relief after we play with an emergency goalie one game is $750,000. So that's why we had to pull up Lindgren instead of Hoffer.
Lindgren, you beat me to it. But that's exactly why Lindgren's getting pulled up instead of Hoffer.
And I'm not really that worried because I thought that Lindgren played better in the preseason than Hoffer.
Oh, I did like Lindgren in the preseason, and I put something in the my tease for the show. Could this be February 7th of 2019? Don't forget, Husso's been out there playing very, very well.
He has.
Right?
And I'm just hoping that we don't get a situation like they had in Philadelphia where they had to go to the emergency goalie. I'm hoping that it stays that, hey, we just had to dress the second goalie and we don't actually need to use him.
Yeah, I do too. I don't want him to get hurt. Trust me, I don't want him to get hurt. But at the same time, I think this is Husso's chance, right? Because Husso is doing, if you're Husso, you've got to understand the Blues are not bringing you back next year. Mm-hmm. Right? You have to know that. You have to know that. Yeah, we see your comment, Ryan. I just haven't had a chance to put it up. Ashley might.
I did.
Oh, okay. I seen it blink again, so I didn't know if it came up twice. But what I was trying to get at, man, I just lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
You were talking about Husso not coming back next season.
Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Husso is not coming back next season, right? He's due a raise. You have backups that you have goalies in your system, Hoffer, Lindgren, Ellis, that are all right there, right? And they aren't going to cost you as much. Mm-hmm. So with all of that being said, all of that there, I don't see them bringing Husso back. So Husso is playing for a job next season, right? Yeah, Kevin, you got me, buddy. Absolutely, my friend. Oh, hey, Kevin, can you send me your address again? I got to hold the mic, and I'll be able to get you your shirt. So I do apologize for the time length or the delay there, but just love me a little bit and not hate me, and we'll take care of you, buddy. I think it's his time, and he can really play himself into a job next season. Buffalo, Arizona, Montreal, who else?
Vancouver, or maybe not Vancouver.
Not Vancouver so much, but San Jose. I got another. Columbus, right? Columbus, even with Elvis, I mean, they've got to go to backups. Mm-hmm. They're going to an E-Bug. They're playing an E-Bug tonight.
I mean, even Chicago is probably not going to have Fleury again next season.
Yeah, Chicago, Toronto, right? There's a good one, Brad. Wow, Brad Pond, that's a good one, buddy.
Buddy, I like it. Ryan Green, Arizona could use a goalie.
Yeah, I said Arizona. No sound. Well, everybody else has got sound, bud.
Yeah, I can hear him just fine.
Yeah, make sure you don't have your the little sound thing turned off. Sometimes when you watch it on Facebook, that turns it off. You have to click it on. Darren's gonna be on. The game's on. Game's gonna be on. The game is on Alley Sports. However, if you have, God, man, I just cannot.
ESPN Plus.
Well, it'll be on ESPN Plus too, so you should be able to get the Blues feed, right? Subtitles are a mother of a way to watch. Well, you know what? Most times I watch movies, guys, I subtitle it.
I mean, whenever I was at those 2 home playoff games, that's what I was doing because you wanted me to try and talk to you guys, and I'm like, I can't hear nothing, buddy.
No, well, for me, I've lost hearing.
Yeah,
I've lost about 30% of my hearing, and when I go to movies now, like I went and watched No Time to Die. There was a lot of that movie I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I want to see it again. I had to rewatch the 10 Rings because there was so much that I couldn't understand. Mm-hmm. And then just recently I rewatched The Crimes of Grindelwald. I fell asleep at the movie because I couldn't hear it. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, so it now, watching it now, I could catch all with the
with the subtitles.
I could catch all the things. So now I'm starting to look at going to movies where I get the closed captioning, where you have the special glasses that you wear that shows the captioning on your glasses, so it looks like it's on the screen. But I may have to go there. It won't be on ESPN Plus if you're in a region of the Blues, though. That's right. It'll be on Bally, but I know Brad is up in Canada. The game is on Sports Center on Saturday. Yeah, for Saturday's game, oh, man, that's going to be a fun one for me. 8 a.m., so a 7:30 show. 7:30 in the morning. That means I got to get up even earlier so I can send you the stat pack. I don't know, because I haven't been getting stat packs until like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That's why they have its own accent. Oh, that's a good one. Tonight's game scares me. It really does, but it's also, I'm also excited about it, right? Because tonight's a game where you can definitely take a step forward.
Yeah.
Just as easy as you can take a step back, right? Oh, they're showing Jeff Brown now. But Pat Maroon, they got Pat Maroon on the Blues Live. So I don't have it. I have it turned down because I got that buzz.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you hearing that buzz?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing it though, unfortunately, and I know what it is. It's because of this. The O-ring fell, so it's not keeping the mic completely up and suspended. So I'll have to get that. E can hear us now. Way to go, E. Where are we at? Oh, that's right. Malcolm Subban got traded to Buffalo, but he's probably going to end up in their minor leagues for a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't see him. I think that's more of a minor league change right now. I don't see it coming up. Guess I'm ahead of Shockley. And Kevin, you're right. They need to make a statement in this game. And the way you make a statement, first of all, they play very good in front of Husso, and they need to do that tonight. But don't collapse. That is something they did against Columbus, and that's why Husso let in 3 goals. They collapsed on him, right? And that's why he didn't see one of the goals.
Well, they collapsed on Binnington in the first 6 minutes. Essentially, last game, we can't do that. We have to keep them away from the front of the net. We have to make sure that we don't allow them to have a net front presence.
I agree.
Keep them to the corners.
I agree. The other thing that I think the Blues need to do, let me try something here. It's a little, nope, that got worse.
Oh, no.
I think the Blues need to play. They need to play their style of hockey tonight.
Yeah.
Right? They cannot let them come in like they did in the last game. If they come in like that quick, slow the game down. Slow it down. Slow it the F down. You know, that's the one thing that Parayko has not been doing. Everybody's been asking what's wrong with Parayko. And he hasn't been taking those timeouts that he takes. Right? Not as many of them. You see him, he gets the puck and he's dumping it off real quick. Keep it back there, Pay. Colton, keep it back there. Let it stay back there. Let it Marinate. Let your guys get position. Quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Be the quarterback, right? See what's going out there. And the other thing, you have 60 feet of ice. Blue line to blue line. Own that. Own that. You think about this. The length of the ice, right? It's 200 feet. But blue line to blue line is only like 60 feet. There's not a ton of room out there. And you have to own that 60 feet. Have you ever played chess?
Yes.
What is the most important part of a chessboard?
Man, I guess the back half.
The center 4 squares. Those center 4 squares. You ever look at any of the openings, right? Queen's Gambit, King's Gambit, Pawn Gambit, any of the gambits that you would use in an opening, they're to protect those 4 squares, the center of the board. You own the center, you win the game, right? Because if someone goes down the wings, you're click. If they castle, you have them either side. It's the center of the game, right? It's the center, and it's not really the first move. I mean, a lot of people think that white has an advantage. White has an advantage until white makes a mistake. White will always make a mistake. You're always going to make a mistake. Otherwise white would win every single time, right? The times that white doesn't win is when, white makes a mistake, or it's a draw. If white doesn't make a mistake, it's a draw. It could be a draw, but white's almost always going to make a mistake. A castle, it's a special move. The king and the rook can swap places, right? It's the only time the king can move more than one spot, and it's the only time that a player other than the knight can jump another player. So you can castle to the king side or the queen side. Most always castle to the king side because you keep those 3 pawns there and kind of create a sanctuary for the king. If you castle to the queen side, the king sits on the 3rd pawn, not the middle pawn, and it keeps that opening there. So you want to keep your king strong. You want to keep your goalie strong. Keep your goalie strong by not collapsing on him.
Well said. Well said. Good analogy.
That's the only difference between a hockey game and a chess match. In a chess match, you collapse on your king. In a hockey game, you don't collapse. Right? That's how I look at it. It's just Mike. That's Mike is what's the buzz. So, oh well. I'm hearing it. Hopefully it's not too bad on you guys. Again, this is a game where the Blues, if they play their game, if they cycle the puck, if they control the neutral zone, and this is where Tampa is so good, you have got to stand Tampa up in the neutral zone. Be aware of those stretch passes, have your guys back, watch the pinching. That is the one thing that the Blues do that against Tampa will hurt them, is the pinching. If you're going to pinch, score. Right? Plain and simple, score.
Falk is out?
Falk is out for what?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet there, Shockley, so I'll keep an eye on it. I got the volume up. Late scratch. Wow, I have not seen that yet.
I'm going to check Twitter real quick.
Oh, there's a kid with a Tarasenko sign. Can I have your stick? I love when kids do it because, if I do it, I'm not getting a stick. Though I had a chance of getting Binnington's stick and I screwed up. For my 50th birthday.
Oh, man. That would have been so awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Falk being out, this is going to definitely change it. But again, step up, man up. So now you got Wallman in there. Wallman can play. We know Wallman can play.
Yeah, and it'll be good to see him, but he's no Falk.
No, but you have Wallman, you have Mikkola, and Mikkola's shown that he can shoot the puck.
Oh, yeah.
Stamkos is back. His wife just had a baby boy, so he's back out there. Covering, hitting. Right? Tonight, don't count this as a loss. This isn't a loss. This is a game. You go out there and you give the champ 60 minutes.
Ryan, all I see is that he is a late scratch and no word yet from the Blues, according to Jeremy Rutherford.
He's out.
As of 30 seconds ago, Jeremy Rutherford had no word yet.
Okay. Well, Ashley's checking. Ashley's keeping us informed on that. Hey, guys, thanks for watching the show today. I know it gets hard watching the show. I know finding the show sometimes gets hard. But you know what? It's all for you guys, You guys are what makes me want to do this, Even last night, I felt so bad that I wasn't doing it because I know I had said I would. But, I know you guys will back me up. He could be rusty, Ryan. I mean, he could be a little rusty. I could see that. But he's one of them. He's one of them really strong guys. I'll tell you what. I mean, they're showing Barbashev. This is Barbashev's time, right? This is absolutely Barbashev's time. The Barbashev needs to step up and be that guy. And if he is, watch out. Well, I wish more people did, Joshua. For some reason, a lot of people don't have me tagged to get the notifications when I go live, so they don't find it. But I'm glad that you do. There's Conan out there. He's got 31 on. Who was 31?
Grant Fuhrer.
Fuhrer, right? Yeah. Fuhrer was 31. And I think, didn't Manny Legacy wear 31 too?
I think he did.
Right? I kind of think Legacy wore 31 also. Not completely sure. I may have to check that out.
I'm actually looking it up right now. If my phone will cooperate anyways.
Yeah, there we go. Hey guys, if my voice goes away, if you can't hear me very well, let me know. I'm trying to make a couple small adjustments to see if I can get this buzz to go away in my ear.
No, Legacy was not 31. The history of the number 31 for the Blues is Ernie Wakely, Bob Johnson, Jim Watt, Ed Stanowski, Rick Heinz, Glenn Hannon, Curtis Joseph, Grant Fuhrer, and Chad Johnson.
There we go. So, yeah, not bad. I mean, Stanowski wore it. My boy. That's my buddy and pal, man. He's a great guy. Whoops. Yeah, Stanowski's a great guy. I love him. Kevin said the Blues haven't posted anything. The buzzing is called tinnitus guy. No, this is a different buzzing. I know the tinnitus. I always have that. Right? This is a different buzzing. I know the tinnitus buzzing. Trust me, Chris.
Anyways, just so you know, Manny Legacy wore number 34.
34. Okay. I have a Legacy statue actually. I got that in 08. At one of the games I went to. Like I said, I've been going to games since the 70s. So, yes, I'm old. You have to remind me.
Not really. I think you know.
I don't think Sonny's stale. I think Sundqvist is still not sure what he's playing with. Right? I mean, he went through 2 surgeries. He went through surgery on his hip. He went through surgery on his knee.
And it wasn't just one hip. He had surgery on both hips.
Both hips, yeah. And I got to tell you, when I met Sonny, he didn't have a sunny disposition.
Which is weird because he just comes off as being very sunny to me, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was during the player only practice type. So I was probably, and I do admit that, when they take access, when they don't allow you access, you have to get whatever access you can.
Yeah.
And if the guys didn't like it, I'm sorry, talk to your team. Tell them that they need to start allowing access to guys like me and we'll stop bothering you. When they start doing that, I think Sonny he's due. He had a couple of really good shots in the last game.
Oh yeah. And I mean, he'll get there. Plays. But I mean, even Tarasenko took, 12 20 games last season before he warmed up.
Yeah, that's true. And Tarasenko, I've seen a lot of people talk about this, showing that Tarasenko's paid to score. Well, no, Tarasenko's paid to help this team win. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what he's paid to do. And if he can make assists like he makes, he can get two guys to come down on him so guys can get open. Absolutely, that's what he needs to do.
And his defensive play has been pretty darn good lately, so I'll take that.
No, I said that for since last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I've been saying it for a while too.
When he came back, I was pegging on that. Mm-hmm. His defense, it's getting better, it's getting better, it's getting better, it's getting better. And I've had a couple of alumni, that talking heads tell me I'm wrong. I've heard those same alumni tell me, say, Tarasenko's doing much better defensively. I told you that, when you told me I was wrong. He does. He has changed his game defensively. This is going to be a good game tonight. I really do feel it. I feel for Husso, this is you go into this game and you don't sit there and go, my God, I'm facing the Stanley Cup champs. You go, this is my time. I've waited for this. I've waited for this. I've waited for this. Yeah, he does create penalties, and he's done a great job at creating. Mm-hmm. I've seen that. I've seen him really, really, get better at creating penalties. Well, game is almost on. Almost time for puck drop. Are you ready, Ashley?
As ready as I'm gonna be, because I'm not as optimistic as you are.
Well, we'll see. What's your prediction?
I think we lose it. It's going to be 3-1 Tampa Bay.
4-2 St. Louis. We'll see you guys first intermission. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Ashley Slapshot Jones saying aloha, mahalo, and we'll see you guys all at the first intermission show.